because I'm a clean water activist, and you know, you have to be certified to touch this stuff. So the best I can do is have gloves on. So I just want to show you, this is what our waterways look like right now. Okay, this is drifting all the way down our Caloosahatchee River and into our coastlines. You know, it's very, very obviously on the surface. If you dig deeper, you get into a sediment. The sediment underneath of there is much more harmful than what's on the surface.
John, what do you think of it as you see this?
What's that?
What do you think of it as you see this? As you pull this out?
What do I think of it?
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely disgusting, and it's uncalled for, and it's very irresponsible for our government to allow something like this. This is a human risk to everyone who lives here. We are 100% based on water quality, and this is what we're getting. It's beyond dollars and cents when it comes to us as a community. Now we're being poisoned by our own government. People are going to basically get ill, and if not worse, maybe possibly die to this.
Describe how bright this is. I mean, for somebody, I mean, let's say the color gets thrown off by the time people watch this at home. I mean, this is like a neon, it's like a cartoon almost. I mean, how would you describe this color?
This is the usual look of a toxic, you know, blue-green algae. If anything else, it will get brighter, to be quite honest with you. This is a condensed area because it's against the lock itself, and the way it works basically is as it moves, it has a chance to basically break apart in particles. However, it is not happening with such a large plume in 33 miles. It doesn't have a chance to break up. So we're going to see this color right here become more of an extreme green color. And color isn't necessarily the problem. The problem is what's in the water itself. What's in the water itself is a very harmful agent, you know, in the blue-green algae to human beings. Just us standing here and inhaling it is bad for our health right now. You don't have to come in contact with it physically. What officials publicly will tell you, which they should have on, you know, alerts and news constantly, is if you come in contact with blue-green algae, you're immediately to contact the Florida Poison Control Center.
How many years did you become a this? Like year after year after year? How many years?
You know, I've been at it for about a good 25 years personally. You know, when it comes to these toxic blue-green algae, I've seen them not only on the East Coast but the West Coast here, just about every 3 to 5 years. The point being is that's the problem with the Lake Okeechobee discharges in our geographical area is it tends to go away, people forget about it, and complacency starts to take over again, and then it comes back and people say, wow, what is this? Hence why we try to educate people year-round and even during the slow times.
So is it tiring to have to revisit this time and time again? I mean, it's exhausting.
Sure, it's exhausting, but it's a, you know, basic, like, you know, obligation of us as Floridians. You know, I do this for my own daughter who's 13 years old, who deserves clean water as a basic human right in that whole generation. You know, living on Fort Myers Beach during the discharges, not one sign posted where I'm watching young ladies who happen to be pregnant walking in the water, young children, elderly people, people with their animals, all the way through. So yes, it angers me in the sense that we're not getting the right responses from our public officials, plain and simple. We've been at it for so many years, you know, 5 times to the state capitol in 3 years, to DC twice since 2013, to lobby and basically plead for clean water as a basic human right. So yes, it seems to get a little exhausting, but one thing we know for sure is the Southwest Florida Clean Water Movement, we will not stop till we get clean water as a basic human right. One thing I'd like to point out is we as the group, Southwest Florida Clean Water Movement, are in the very beginning. Day 8 today, we stand on top of the Fort Myers Beach Bridge for 90 straight days, 3 months. That's how dedicated we are to stand on the bridge to basically force change. Buy the land south, clean the water, save the Everglades, discontinue the discharges east and west, save all of Southwest Florida, South Florida, and Southeast Florida.
Okay, I'll let you continue on while you do that. I'll ask you any questions if I have them.
All right, get a picture of the dead fish. Again,
alligator gar right here. It's a freshwater fish.
And here we are again with, you know, a fish that basically thrives off of algae and survives off of it. But this kind of algae doesn't stand a chance. It's basically been killed.
And this is what was on the beach, Fort Myers Beach. I found a couple of them. alligator gar. It's a freshwater fish.
And you know,
All the way out on the beach.
again, these are just byproducts of what's happening here. You know, you don't have to be a fish lover to understand what's happening here. It's killing everything in its path, including, you know, all life form, which happens to be us as human beings. We must all get on board and demand clean water as a basic human right, and even more so, how to get involved is to demand political transparency when it comes to solving this problem. We no longer can stand for the dog and pony show, so to speak. What we've been experiencing for years fighting is everything from a real solution. The only solution is to buy the lands and send the water south clean to the Everglades and recreate what is known as the River of Grass. What we're dealing with is basically politicians all the way through who are paid off by Big Sugar and once again doing it for their own special interest. You know, it goes right down to the idea of a few